You do you,
Okay.
Jeffy.
Los Angeles, California, we're the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Oh, hello there, friends! Welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name's Kevin Kraft. Once again, joined by a man who's nude from the waist down and is currently wrenching his taint with a pair of pliers. That's Jeff Clark.
Hey guys. What's up?
And beaming to us from Mexican Skeletor's House of Horrors, the bearded beast of Quakertown, Shuddyboy.
Yo.
Shout out to Dom for hooking us up with this week's show intro.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Dom. Thanks.
What, did you take a personal offense to that one?
I was just pretending to.
Oh. Man, fucking wiped out.
You did some traveling, so that's understandable.
Yeah, I just got back from Jersey today. First time in Jersey in almost 2 years, I think.
Yeah, it was like October of 2019, I want to say.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Did anything change? Anything notable change since the lockdown or since you last went?
Nope, it looks exactly the same. You
Less
do your
people?
thing, Jersey. We actually drove through like the area where I grew up and the house that I grew up in and posed for a picture outside of it. Looks exactly the fucking same. Whole neighborhood looks exactly the same.
It's very crazy how North Jersey is in such a fucking bubble. Like out here in PA, we moved here when I was 10, so it's been a while now, but it looks nothing like it did when we moved here. But yet I go to like Parsippany or come see you, go into Stanhope, and everything I'm familiar with from when I was little looks exactly the fucking same.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like
I kind of like it though. It's like time traveling.
I'm sorry?
It's like time traveling. It's cool. Like sometimes, when an era of your life ends, that's it. It's fucking gone. But it's like this one little part of my life that I could go back to that's still fucking exactly the same.
You'll never be able to shed your Jersey past.
Nope. But it was cool seeing it thunderstorm the whole time I was there. It was cool seeing lightning again. It's probably been longer since I've seen lightning than I've seen Jersey.
You guys don't get thunderstorms in California?
We don't get storms.
Nah.
We're in like a crazy, crazy drought right now.
You're like the only person who probably thought that or felt that way in New Jersey.
What, stoked to see some storms?
Yeah, stoked for the rain.
It's been a very rainy summer here back on the East Coast. We've got all the rain you're not getting.
Yeah. I got, so I went back for my stepbrother's wedding and stayed in a hotel 2 nights for it. And, man, I don't always have the best luck with hotel rooms. So when I checked in, I noticed a very, very strong whiff of car air freshener.
Like pine?
No, like the ones that have like that stink goo inside. It's like a little slime canister, and you hook it to the air conditioning in your car, and it'll blow the stink in. They had this place air conditioning at 62 degrees with this big amulet car freshener just jammed on the edge of it. And once I got used to that smell, I caught the hint of the mold that it was covering up.
What did you do? Stay at an AMC hotel?
Man, might as well have been. Best Western. But like I went to, like my sister and her husband were staying there too, and I went up to their room. I'm like, hey, you guys don't have one of those Econo air fresheners on your AC unit, do you? They're like, no. And I sniff the air, and I'm like, oh, your room doesn't smell like mold either. That's pretty chill. Right by the bed, a tumbleweed of hair this big, just chilling
In your sister's room or
No,
in
in my
your
room. In my room.
Did you complain?
No. And then there was in the bathroom on the toilet. Have you ever seen that mark? It's at the very, very edge back of the bowl of the seat. And sometimes if you have a buttocks that was perhaps not adequately wiped, it leaves one of those little smooches on it. It's almost like a little oily poop smear.
I cannot believe you didn't say something.
Yeah, there was a poop smear.
Fucking lunatic.
Someone left fucking doo-doo butter on my toilet seat.
At the very least, I would have told them that they had to come clean the room again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was tired.
What would have caused a complaint?
Yeah, how much worse did it need to be before
Yeah.
before your tolerance threshold was met?
At that point, I ripped the sheet off the mattress and looked for bed bugs and didn't find any.
So it was bed bugs.
Probably bed bugs. I'm not getting into bed with bed bugs.
Probably. Okay,
You know what?
all right.
100% bed bugs. Bed bugs, I draw the line. You can have a greasy doo-doo butter smooch on the toilet seat. You can have hair tumbleweed. You can have mold. But I do not fuck with bed bugs. I've been there. I'm not dancing that dance again.
It'd been awesome if you called to the front desk. Like, listen, I'm not complaining. It's all good. I just need a cot because I can't sleep in the bed. It has bed bugs.
Well, he wouldn't be able to be in the room because then he'd bring them on the plane and home and to the wedding.
Fuck all
that.
that.
Would be a disaster.
Yeah. So one time, Shuddy, do you know Crystal, who used to hang out in Jersey?
Yes,
Chick.
I believe so.
Okay. I remember when they opened at the ITC, where that McDonald's I used to work at was located. They had an Olive Garden. And right when it opened, a whole group of us went. And Crystal, every meal they brought out had a hair in it. So, like, she gets her appetizer or a salad, hair in it. And she calls the waiter over and is like, hey, there's a fucking hair in this. So the guy takes it back, brings a new one out. They bring the dinner out. Hair in it. And at this point, we're starting to laugh because it's fucking ridiculous. Then the dessert comes out. Hair in the dessert. And at this point, I'm laughing so hard, I have tears streaming down my face. I'm like, do you just have, like, some fucking bald chef back there who showed up today with a full head of hair? Like, how is there so much hair ending up in the food? And I think it was so absurd, they thought we were planting hair in the food. Trying to, like, take advantage of a new restaurant and be like, hey, you don't want word getting out about all this hair and shit, do you? You should comp our meal. They didn't comp shit. They didn't comp any of Crystal's stuff. They just switched it out and just kept giving her hairy food. So I kind of thought, these motherfuckers are probably going to think I made a hair tumbleweed and it was my butt crack that smooched the toilet seat and left doo-doo butter on it. I don't see how they would pin the mold on me, but...
Did you check? Did you find all of this stuff as soon as you walked in the room?
Pretty much, yeah.
Then how would you have had time from the time you left the front desk to form a hair tumbleweed and spread doo-doo butter on the toilet seat?
Maybe I brought the tumbleweed from home.
Oh, you just brought it in? No, because you're not asking them to comp the stay. You're asking for a different room or for them to come clean the room again. You're not asking for anything free. You're just asking for what you paid for, a clean hotel room. Your neuroses are so strange sometimes.
Yeah, it's layered. It's like there's like neuroses stacked on top of neuroses. And once you like beat the first barrier, you have to deal with another one.
And you know what's funny? After spending a long weekend with my family, I left being like, man, these motherfuckers are neurotic.
What? Did you realize like maybe that's where you got it from?
I'm thinking that's where I got it from, but I might have lucked out and I might be the least neurotic member of my family.
Well, that's nice.
I don't believe that at all. I've met your family. Mama Kraft does not seem neurotic.
Oh,
your sister is level-headed, not neurotic.
Oh, she is very neurotic. She'll even admit it.
Well, she is a nurse in New York City, so she does see some pretty fucking bizarre, fucked up shit that will cause anybody to be a little neurotic.
So she thinks everything that happens in the news is going to happen to her. So when that building in Miami crumbled, that
Yikes.
condo, when she saw that crumbled building that happened in the middle of the night, like imagine that. Like if you live in a high rise and it crumbles in the middle of the night, that's a pretty scary way to go. Just in confusion and crumbling steel and concrete. Weird way to go. But all I have is one person above me and, the crackhead open mic underneath me. So I don't really have that fear. But she lives in Manhattan in, a tall building. So ever since that story hit the news, she's been having like nightmares and a hard time sleeping because she's afraid her building's going to crumble.
I feel like that story wasn't as big as it should be. It's kind of crazy. Like last time I saw, there was like 20 people dead and like 130 still missing.
Oh, they haven't found. I don't think they found a single survivor. I think it's just everybody's dead.
Right.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's a pretty big story that I feel like the news. I guess I don't pay attention enough to the news to really weigh in, but I think it's just like a big.
I've seen more coverage about the Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson space race than I have on on the condo collapse in Miami.
That's like third world country shit, but it's in America.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just like I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy how it's not like more discussed and more like a bigger news story. It kind of blows my mind. Like buildings can just like I know infrastructure is really bad in America. That's been like a thing that all politicians have been running on for like the last fucking 20 years. But like that's scary. And I feel your sister on that. But I mean, there has to be some sort of like ocean or geographic like reasoning behind Miami or that situation in Miami that might not be the same in Manhattan. But again, we're not talking about level-headed people. We're talking about the fucking crafts.
Yeah. Yep. We are a neurotic bunch.
Man.
But it's good to be back. Good to be back in Cali. Good to be back talking with you fools. And unfortunately, we have to come back with some very sad news. We lost an elite member of the Poominati.
A fucking treasure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Our dear friend, the Batdad, passed away.
Yesterday.
You might know him from his voicemails, his random brain questions. If you were a part of the Patreon and were in the Discord and the Slack when that was going on, you were well aware of his presence there. Just a juggernaut of a human being. What a fucking great guy he was.
He was always a lot of fun. I regret that I didn't get to know him better because hearing from him was always a treat.
Yeah.
And for him to pass away at 31 is just fucking ridiculous. It's really unfair, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. My thoughts and well wishes go out to his family and and Bo, his homie, who's also
Fat Dog Collar.
Yeah. It's a bummer, I've seen it, him and his wife posting on Facebook, and it sucks, man. It sucks, He's one of my favorite Poominati, one of the day ones. He's been, I would say he's probably one of the original subscribers of our Patreon, like a huge supporter of the show, and like you said, not always, but often leaving voicemails or emails, stuff like that. But man, he was fucking hilarious. I really liked him on Slack, and I mean that was really the extent of our interaction.
He was one of the first. He joined the Patreon on January 7th, 2018.
Oh shit!
Wow. Yeah, he was like his sense of humor just was fucking tuned right into my funny bone. He just had the weirdest, goofiest sense of humor. Every
Oh,
post
I
that
used to-
guy
dude.
fucking made me crack up.
Oh, it was.
You
hilarious.
never knew what direction he was coming from.
Yeah.
He was like a hurricane or a tornado even. He would just come in with some wacky, funny shit. And it was
off
just
the wall shit.
there
Dude,
was
my-
never a time when I thought Batdad was too much. Like it was always fucking awesome.
Oh no, it was perfect. He had the best comedic timing.
And Fat Dog Collar just messaged me and said that his favorite thing about the show was slow Shuddy.
Oh, really?
Yep. So he said, you getting as stoned as possible for the show might be the best way to send him off.
Hopefully you can accomplish that. I feel strong.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to get this done right fucking now.
Oh baby, a bad dad dab.
Oh, no.
Oh, we're gonna get the slowest Shuddy in memory of Batdad.
Yeah. I mean,
Dude,
if you go to his Twitter page, at the Batdad, just look at his avatar. Like, I don't even know what's happening in that, but that Photoshop just made me laugh every fucking time I saw it.
I was showing my brothers last night because he's still on our Slack, and that Photoshop is fucking legendary. It's him, like he did. I think it was at one of his homies' weddings. So he's dressed up, and they're doing some sort of like action photo shot, and he's running, and it's the worst fucking Photoshop ever. He takes like the rectangle tool and just cuts a whole rectangle out of where he is and puts himself in front of Usain Bolt in like some sort of race, and he's beating Usain Bolt in a race, but it's not a cutout of his body. It's a cutout. It's a fucking race. It's the worst Photoshop ever. And it's
Well,
it's
no,
beautiful. It's beautiful.
His Twitter avatar is different.
It's
like-
right, let me get over that.
It's like some basketball players celebrating, and then there's a big basketball hoop, and then Batdad with his arms raised behind them, and then it looks like there's like a mountain sky landscape behind him. I have no idea what it means, but it's just like that's Batdad. Like his sense of humor was so fucking awesome. I got to meet him once in Vegas at Ellis Mania, and he's just one of those people where his fucking smile, like you see that smile and you're like, that right there is just like a warm, good dude. He just had a smile that would light up a room.
In the MSPH wrestling Zoom calls, he was always smiling ear to fucking ear. Like I just got the impression from him that he just enjoyed every day.
Yeah.
Dude.
And his poor mother lost her sister on Saturday.
Oh my
and then
God.
he passed away on Sunday.
Jesus.
So she's having to really deal with a lot. So Fat Dog Collar, Mrs. Dog Collar, and another close friend are trying to take as much of the burden off of her as they possibly can. And there's a GoFundMe set up, which the Poominati has already come up huge. Of the let me just refresh to make sure I have the most current information. They're at nearly $3,000 of the $5,000 goal, and 2 G's of that is from Poominati.
Wow.
Nice. Well, thank you, Poominati.
Yeah.
Thank
On
you.
behalf of Fat Dog Collar and the Batdad and all their homies, I know they appreciate it as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Thanks.
I've been, as I said, traveling, so I haven't even had a chance to check it out yet. But, we're definitely going to be sharing that on our socials. I'm going to be pitching in. Just a huge fucking bummer. What a great guy. So we salute you, Batdad, Chase Jensen. I guess his homies called him Speedy. We just knew him as Batdad.
Batdad.
But Chase, Speedy, Batdad, whatever you called him, man, what a fucking epic human being. God damn, I'm going to miss that guy.
He came through Slack once with an @ everyone, and it like automatically emails everyone on the server. with like some fucking random breakdown of a blue cheese dressing that he really liked. It was so awesome. Like my phone goes off, and it's just Batdad giving like a quick 40 words on a blue cheese. It's just like, all right, sweet. I did need that. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, his fucking voicemails were great. His random brain questions were great. Solid fucking guy. What a loss.
Is there any chance? I don't know how I'd even feel about it if it were to happen. Is there any chance that like he's got a voicemail in like our backlog?
I don't know. I mean I would be pumped. Like if we just got one last Batdad gem, that would be fucking great.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I'm not sure.
Well, pour some liquor out for sure. We love Batdad. We'll miss him.
If you have any from a area code 208.
Yeah, I was wondering that because I don't think there is a way, we've got obviously a lot of messages in here. I don't know if there is a way to search through them all. I mean, just looking at the app right now, I don't think there is. But, with a little bit more prep, I can try and find some of his old voicemails and we can do another tribute to him on an upcoming episode.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's been tough for you though, just because you've been flying all day. So, but yeah, we should probably do something like that next week or in the following episodes. Keep
an eye on our socials. I think Shuddy, you already got the link out on our Patreon.
Yeah, it's on the Patreon. I tweeted it out. I put it up on Facebook. Jeff shared it on Facebook.
Yeah, I tweeted it as well. I've donated all that. So
yeah, I'm gonna tweet a link out to it tomorrow, so it's at a better time where more people will see it.
Yeah,
we need your fucking huge Twitter dick.
We do. This is, and I'm also arranging to send flowers once the funeral arrangements are made.
Nice.
So.
I was wondering about like some sort of gift. I guess it would be his mom, right?
Yeah, I talked with, like Ginger and stuff earlier today, and they had suggested a food delivery service so they didn't have to worry about meals. But talking with Fat Dog Collar, they're in Bumblefuck, Idaho, and there's nothing like that readily available.
That's a bummer.
So.
What? Postmates? It's not in Idaho?
Just send them, here's your dinner for the night, and just send them $100 of Postmates from random places.
Yeah.
But you guys, the Poominati's already stepped up huge, and
thanks, guys.
It's affected me more than I thought it would to lose one of our own like this.
Yeah.
Huge fucking bummer. Like, nobody that listens to us is old enough that they should be dying.
Yeah. Yeah, especially someone who's younger than all three of us.
Yeah.
Man. Well, our thoughts go out to his family in this rough time, and we'll dedicate this one's for the Batdad.
This one is absolutely for the Batdad.
Yeah, it's we'll go back and listen to some of his voicemails maybe in future episodes, but let's make this funny in honor of him moving forward. Well,
I'll do my best, but I'm gonna.
You need to slow it down a little bit, actually, if you're going to really do your best.
There was a request made for me.
I know. I don't mean on the weed. I mean on the talking.
Oh, okay. I'm doing too much.
Your cadence is too fast.
Well, if the Batdad was, the pillar of the Poominati community like he was, I'm sure he liked farts. So maybe I can use this fart slime.
That's way too big of a dab. I'm going to be useless.
I feel like the Batdad had legendary farts.
I don't think a 21 fart salute is in good taste, but maybe just one funny one. Get it on mic. I don't feel like this slime is performing very well today.
Yeah, it's gotten some stage fright. No, it was firing in the Easter egg, or maybe
Kevin wore it out.
Started recording. Yeah, you squeeze all the gas. Oh, nice.
there's a science to this. You really have to tilt it and leave a lot of room of air.
Well, if there's a science to it, they got the perfect guy for this.
I'm just
You Batdad.
We're just ripping farts and dabs.
We've got to stay in our lane with the send off, you know.
I don't think he would want it any other way.
Of our great friend, an iconic Poominati.
Really was.
If there's any justice in the world, he'll win the next MSPH Wrestling Royal Rumble.
Yeah, we might have to actually.
I might cry if that were to happen.
We might actually have to pay to bribe the commissioner. Like we're actually going to bribe Dominic to give Batdad a power enhancer in his stats.
Yeah, we'll put him in the Royal Rumble, and everyone else's rating is down to like 1.
Yeah, and make him number 30.
He's just fucking chucking dudes off out of the ring.
Oh man. Yeah, it's a tough one to pivot out of, you know? I don't know how to gently go into something else.
Let's go into something. We didn't have to be gentle about it. I was so fucking mad about Fear Street 1666. I almost want to, like, I don't know. I want to completely absolve myself from that series. That's how pissed off I was about the
Really.
I guess it wasn't on like Game of Thrones level, because the first episode, the first movie in the trilogy was pretty good. I liked it. The second one I thought was fucking sick, and this one was just terrible. And I was really hoping like they weren't going to do the things that they did. Right? Like we have to just be on. I have to be honest about this.
Of course.
Like the lesbians were always going to be witches. It was always going to happen. Like I don't know. Like that probably was frowned upon as much, if not more, than witchcraft. And now there was just a black kid just walking around. I don't know. Like again, not everything has to be historically accurate, but if just I don't know. It's like they literally copy and pasted the 90s, whatever, 70s crew and just put them in the 1600s. It's like, all right, come on. Like, switch it up a little bit if you could.
It was weird that they didn't recast it. Like, it was a different cast except for, you know, the time changes from 1994 to 78. Why didn't they just do a whole new crew for the 1600s one? Because it was so weird knowing all of those characters and actors and then having them do that weird Irishy pilgrim voice. Oh, I heard that there's a witch down here. The fuck? Why are they talking like that? Like, if you're going to commit, at least talk like that movie, The Witch. You ever see The Witch?
No.
With Anya Taylor-Joy? That movie, they are so fucking pilgrimy in that, I had to put subtitles on for it. But it kicks ass. That was a sweet movie.
It was scary.
I don't think I was as bummed out at this one as you were. It's still just, it's so hard for them to be a gritty horror film when it's got that CW saccharine flavor aftertaste to it, you know?
For sure. But it didn't really slow it down in the second movie. Maybe a little bit in the first. That could have been like some of my issue with it, but the third one, man, was just it was unbearable.
It didn't even have that great of kills. Like, it was a little spooky when the pastor was possessed or whatever and everybody had their eyeballs scooped out.
Yeah.
That was a little creepy. I like that.
Yeah.
And they only did
what creepy shit.
They did like an hour of 1666, and then they jumped back ahead to 1994 and they put part 2 in front of it.
Yeah.
So it was almost like 2 movies in one.
I mean, I appreciated the second half a lot more than the first half. So that's cool, I guess, you know?
Yeah, it was kind of cool a little bit how they did a Home Alone thing to try and trap the possessed psychos that were in the town coming after everybody. But I don't know. I feel like they sort of rushed that. Maybe I spaced out for a second and missed something, but some of the way they tied that all up seemed a little too neat for me.
Dude, I had no idea who Jillian Jacobs was up until like the final scene. I was like, oh wait, that's the girl from Love. You know, I had never. I just completely went over my head the whole time. But
Wow.
I like that. Was there the girl from the Stranger Things trilogy, or maybe just the most recent one, Ziggy or whatever? I think that was her name, either in real life or in the show. But I don't know. It was rough. It was a rough watch, dude. I was so jacked up. I went out and I bought popcorn. I got M&Ms. I dumped the M&Ms in the popcorn. Did that for the first time ever. It came out fucking terrible. I was very disappointed.
Did the M&Ms melt? Is that what the issue was?
No, the issue was that the M&Ms just all went to the bottom of the bowl. So like I had to dig through all the popcorn to get M&Ms and some popcorn. It just didn't. The snack didn't come together like I was hoping to, and like it should have been the highlight of my night because that movie sucked dick. So I was like really excited about like having this M&M and popcorn thing because I've always heard about this, and it's even on the back of the M&M share bag where they're like the peanut M&M is eating popcorn and little M&Ms, and it's like a suggestion of how to properly snack during the movies. A suggestion that I've heard and I took, and didn't come through. I don't know if it works better in a movie bag of popcorn or something, but very disappointed. That doesn't really go into the grading. I don't know.
Yeah, how many
Typically, that does go into your grading. The experience is part of it.
How many M&M popcorn dicks are you gonna suck?
Oh, if we're keeping an M&M popcorn, I'm gonna suck
83.
One. No, I can't do the snack attack. Out of respect, I'm gonna suck. Out of respect for M&Ms, I'll suck one dick. But the movie itself, with Fear Street 1666, it was bad. I don't think I'm gonna give it a 1. I think I'll give it. You know what? I'll give it a 1. I will.
Wow.
A 1 dick. Tommy Slater.
See, I wasn't hating on it that much. I'll give it like 3.25. I felt like it was...
You're better at this than me, or more sensible, I guess.
It all depends on
however you want to put it.
The viewer. I think if you're listening to the show, you're either a Jeff, you're a Shuddy, or you're a Kevin. And I think the Jeffs out there will appreciate your 1 dick. The 1 dick you suck for this movie.
So we're in agreement that there was a depreciation. Movie 3 was worse than movie 2 and 1, right? We're in agreement there.
Yeah.
And we're just in a little bit of a disagreement. Not that it's an
of
argument,
how much.
but we're in a disagreement of how bad it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't as disappointed as you, but it was just like, all right. That was a thing. I watched it.
See, okay, and you don't hold how you felt about the first 2 against the third one? Because I guess I do, and I graded on a curve. Like, I was really pumped. I thought it had good momentum coming out of 2.
I don't know. There were still parts like it is. I mean, you know what's going to happen. The whole thing that they string along of all these Fear Street movies is there's a curse, there's a witch that's possessing people, making them turn into serial killers, and they really explain most of that in this one. And even knowing that chick was going to be hung as a witch, like they still fucked her up pretty good. That one dickhead guy that chopped her hand off. Like when he like stabbed and she put her arm up to block it and then kind of like wrenched.
Oh, that was gross. Who was that? Was that BJ Novak?
No, BJ Novak wasn't in it.
Yes, he was. BJ Novak played the cop, right? Tell me that guy doesn't look exactly like BJ
Novak.
Novak.
He's got a very strong BJ Novak vibe, for sure.
We were saying that in the Clark compound every part of the trilogy. It's like, oh, it's BJ. As soon as he showed up on the screen, it was BJ Novak. I didn't know he was in this movie. You know what? I don't want to get into the twist. Spoilers. I didn't think that was terrible. I didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. Like, they could have executed it better, but that the person that they chose wasn't terrible. Shuddy. What's up, Shuddy?
Shuddy's about to go to sleep.
No, I'm just tired of listening to this about this movie.
That sucked. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So I'm on.
I almost went back to the old days where I started banging on something to let you guys know I was bored, but did and refrained from it.
That's how you know Shuddyboy is stoned,
then-
when he starts heckling his own podcast.
I think you mentioning that you were thinking about banging and then banging was you effectively doing that.
Oh my god!
Let's move on. I'm done with First Street.
Let's talk about another disappointing movie, Kevin.
Oh,
guys see
I
some
saw.
dogs?
Yeah, we are Letterbox D Escabros on this one, right?
Yep,
I
I've
saw
taken
you
to-
post that.
I've taken to go putting my ratings on Letterbox D after getting a talking to from Mark Rooster about not doing it.
Well said.
And we both, I logged into, because I watched an 80s movie also, which I was logging into Letterbox D to rate, and saw that you had rated Gunpowder Milkshake.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I need to rate that too.
Oh, because you watched it and forgot to rate it?
Yeah, Sharon and I watched it Saturday night when I was in the throes of the start of my fever.
Yeah, which we have to get to after the movies.
Yeah. So it was not in my thought process Sunday to or did we watch it Friday? No, it was Saturday night. I was excited when she suggested it. I was like, yeah, let's watch this because it looked
Gunpowder
cool.
milkshakes. What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
it's a John Wick clone with Karen Gillan. I think that's how you say her name, from Guardians of the Galaxy. She plays Nebula. She was in Doctor Who.
She was also in Oculus.
Jumanji, the Jumanji films, the newer ones. She's in those. Very cute. I'm a big fan of her. And
Carla Gugino.
Lena Headey, Cersei's in it, and Paul Giamatti's in it, and Michelle Yeoh's in it, and Carla Gugino is in it. So it was a cast of people that I enjoyed.
It was a great cast.
Speaking of The Witch, Ralph Ineson, who was the dad in The Witch, with that deep, booming, 8-foot dick voice, also a Game of Thrones guy. He was in it. His character was cool. I always like seeing that guy pop up. But yeah, it fell into exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was like, we're just here to rely on action scenes that are a complete ripoff of John Wick, and the dialogue is going to be just straight up abysmal.
It was definitely shot in Europe, and the dialogue was almost like somebody put a foreign language through Google Translate.
Yeah, this could have been a Tommy Wiseau production.
Yeah, it was. The dialogue was really cheesy. Those three goons that were after her for a huge part of the first act were so infuriating.
They were bad. Very, very bad characters. The little cutesy stuff they tried to do, like she goes into the John Wick element, is Angela Bassett and Michelle Yeoh and Carla Gugino are basically John Wick's Assassins Association or whatever. They run like a library that's actually an arsenal. So you go in there, and the girl walks in with a duffel bag full of guns that just says "I heart kittens" on the side of it. Like I rolled my eyes very hard at that. And then they kept like, "Oh, what books are you looking to check out?" Wink, wink, wink. It was just so fucking heavy-handed and corny. I was cringing at all of it.
Wait, was this actually from like the John Wick universe?
No.
Okay,
It just desperately wants to be.
Gotcha. Same type of like themes and
Yeah,
Yes.
I
at
mean,
least it's going for that.
it actually
Gotcha.
didn't have as much action as I thought it was. There was definitely long periods where there wasn't a ton of action. But when they did get into it, there was some decent stuff. There were some cool kills. There were some cool battles. The blood splatter CGI when somebody got shot wasn't the greatest, but it also wasn't horrible. But the stuff in between it was just brutal. She kind of like adopts this little girl because she, spoiler alert, accidentally kills her dad in a mission gone wrong. And the little girl, you figure like a little girl that's about 8 or 10 years old. I don't know how old little kids are by looking at them, but I don't know. Could have been 8 to 10 years old.
She was 8.
Okay, so
because in the phone call he says, if you don't want your daughter spending her 9th birthday in the dirt or with the fishes, one of those two cliches, you'll have the money at this spot in an hour. So she was 8.
Okay, yeah. 8-year-old girl.
But that's the kind
dad
of dialogue
dies.
you're working with.
It was, just the most beaten to powder cliche lines over and over and over and over and over. And that little girl, her dad dies, and then she's just like, oh, let's go have an adventure. I'm all smiles and giggles. Fucking 8-year-old losing a parent, and she's just like, okay, can I drive?
Well, they have short memories.
I guess.
Less to hold on to, those 8-year-olds.
It was definitely a bummer, though. I had high hopes. I like, the cast, solid cast, piss poor execution. I feel like people just need to let John Wick be John Wick. Everything that tries to be a John Wick clone, at the best you could hope for is something that's just decent or passable. Just let John Wick do what it does.
But, okay. My pushback on that, though, isn't like Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. That's got some John Wick vibe to it, right?
Yeah, 100%. But we still don't know. That might technically be in the John Wick universe.
What?
There has been rumblings about that, right?
I haven't heard anything.
I have not.
Let me look that up. Because I thought there was something in it that was a direct connection to John Wick. Nobody, John Wick connection.
Imagine if Bob Odenkirk and John Wick have some fucking epic battle. They cross paths. I'm taking John Wick.
Oh, I guess according to Screen Rant, Nobody is not set in the same universe as John Wick. So fuck me. I mean, yeah, Nobody was good, but again, John Wick's better.
Of course, but you're not holding. You're not shitting on Nobody for trying to get into that world or that I don't know, that style of storytelling.
That's true.
As you are with Gunpowder. It's just
because
they didn't do it well.
Yeah, exactly. The execution was poor.
I think at this point I just might
nudity?
be getting fatigued. No nudity. I think I'm just. Nobody was good, but there were clones before that sucked. Now this one sucks. I feel like it's going to cheapen the next John Wick movie that comes out. Like when I go and see it, I'm like, oh God, am I just already burnt out on this format?
There's your neuroses again. I do not feel that way at all. Wasn't there one with like Charlize Theron where she was like a Russian spy that was beating everyone up?
Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
Atomic Blonde. That was her, right?
Yep. And that wasn't great either.
Yeah, that probably sucked, huh?
It was better than Gunpowder Milkshake. I'll give him that.
Fair enough. Doesn't sound like a lot is much worse than Gunpowder Milkshake, though. I'll tell you that.
No, it was pretty bad.
I just need to digress for a second, and I love that Jeff's head is just covering one picture almost completely instead of it being off over his left shoulder a little bit. His head is it's directly behind his head.
Oh, I don't want to make more holes in my wall, and I do got to put up something next to either side of these probably. Arts has some artwork in store for us, and that he might be passing along that is going to go on the wall. I almost said arts in like back-to-back words. It was weird.
Arts got us arts?
Yeah, arts got us arts.
Yeah, of all of us as Princess Leia.
Yeah, I didn't really get that, but it looked sweet.
It was definitely all of us in golden bikinis in Jabba's palace.
Yeah, I don't get what it was, but it was funny. Us in bikinis and some slime monster. That was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the art was good. That's all that matters to me. And I'm on it,
And I like me.
Yeah, I'm all about me. So, hey, I'm not going to see this movie.
No,
Space
2.5
Jam.
dicks. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, I'm at 2.25.
Great. Okay. I'm not going to see Space Jam. So I don't know if anyone was wondering that. I have no review for Space Jam. I'm not going to weigh in on it. However, LeBron James was at the NBA Finals last night, and they cut to him on the crowd, or not really in the crowd, courtside, and they had a lower third come up. It said LeBron James, the star of Space Jam, and beneath it, it had 31% on Rotten Tomatoes, like 4.1 on IMDb, and a shitty Metacritic score.
They gave the stats
Why
on
would
it.
they share that?
They shit on LeBron like in the final. It was fucking crazy.
I like that.
It was crazy. Yeah. I was like, well, wait a second. I couldn't. At first, I thought it was like fake. I couldn't believe that they were just ABC was just taking a shot at.
Yeah, they didn't want to put LeBron James, basketball player. They were like, star of this turd, and here's all of the critics to support that it's a turd.
Just. Yeah, the fucking producers, huge Michael Jordan fans. They're over LeBron shit.
So, like, as a kid, we've gone over this many times. I never really watched the sports movies that were geared towards kids. I never watched The Mighty Ducks. I never watched The Sandlot, even though I did rewatch that in the past couple, or watch that in the past couple of years as an adult. I never watched Little Giants. I never watched.
You said Mighty Ducks?
Yeah, I never watched Mighty Ducks. And I never saw the original Space Jam.
Real quick, let me power rank them for you. 1, Sandlot. 2, I'll go Little Giants over Mighty Ducks. I think Mighty Ducks is overrated. I'll go 3, Mighty Ducks, because I do like Emilio Estevez. And it was the first one. I actually like I think the whole trilogy is good. I feel like the third one is actually kind of slept on. And then
I agree with you. I agree with you. I did not enjoy Space Jam as a younger person.
Do you agree with me on the Mighty Ducks take, where the third one's kind of underrated? Or you're just saying?
No, I agree with that. I like the third one. I like all three of them. I watched the first one not that long ago on Disney Plus.
How'd it hold up?
It was a lot of fun to watch.
So is there a better from our era kids sports movie than The Sandlot?
I don't think so. I actually think I would categorize Sandlot as a 5-dicker, and in my opinion, it's kind of unquestionable. Like, that movie is fucking awesome.
And Happy Gilmore doesn't count, right?
No, I would. I mean, I watched it as a kid, and it's absolutely a 5-dicker. But you can't compare Sandlot to Happy Gilmore. It's not fair for either one of them. Like,
I would put Little Big League and
Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the Year above Space Jam.
Which one's Rookie of the Year?
Sure.
Is that the kid that like gets struck by lightning and he can jerk off really fast with his arm?
Well, he breaks his arm, and when it heals, he can throw the baseball super fast. Every kid's dream.
I will say, we knew what Kevin was talking about. He was kind of there. I knew what he meant. Fair enough. Yeah. But he breaks his arm. He's like an outfielder, like trying to be an outfielder for his high school team, or maybe it's middle school that the kid is in. Breaks his arm and just has a fucking cannon. Can like whip it and like has unnatural motion at this point and ends up throwing in like the high 90s and goes and plays for the Cubs. And that movie kicks ass too. I wouldn't call it a 5-dicker, but I love that movie.
I wonder how many after that movie came out, how many kids tried to have their friends break their arm so they could get it healed and pitch really fast.
Jeez.
I mean, is there anything
Thank God you didn't watch these movies growing up.
I mean, that seems so flimsy. Was there? I know it's a kids movie, but was there anything supernatural? Was there like a genie? Like, was his doctor a genie?
No. Isn't that flimsier?
No, because I mean, supernatural is a better explanation than I broke my arm and it healed, and now I have a super arm. When the fuck has that ever happened?
So I just found an article from July 14th, 2016 about the movie. And it starts off with, "It's the stuff of a kid's dream. You're a lousy little leaguer
Break
until
your
you
arm.
break your arm and return to the injury throwing 103 miles per hour.
Looking like fucking Chapman out there. Just here comes the heat, baby. I had who else is in that movie? Fuck. Why am I speaking? Gary Busey. And it was like normal Gary Busey. And he was,
before the
fucking
motorcycle
good,
crash?
I think. I mean, he was good in it.
But this article is just to disprove the science of Rookie of the Year.
Fuck that article. It's like the article's disproving the Armageddon science. Fuck you. It's not. You're just storytelling. Oh, let me see if I know. Gary Busey's character's name in that movie was Chet Stedman, right? Chet Stedman.
Is
I
this
love that movie.
Rookie of the Year we're still talking about?
Yeah, Rookie of the Year.
Chet
I'm gonna
Stedman?
have to rewatch that. Chet Stedman. I think that was his name.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, what about Angels in the Outfield?
Movie sucked. Fuck that movie.
I remember that as a kid. Christopher Lloyd's in it, right?
What?
Correct.
Really?
I saw it once, and I barely remember it, but I do remember seeing it, and it was probably like a
Daniel Stern directed Rookie of the Year.
What?
Yeah. And he was the pitching coach, which
Yep.
is all, and he did a kick-ass job as a pitching coach. Where has he been?
I fucking
Chet
love Daniel
Stedman
Stern.
is in fact his character in
It is,
Rookie of
right.
the Year. How you
I've seen that
retain
movie
just
a whole bunch of times. I don't retain information for shit. Actually,
he was in the show Shrill.
yeah. Like, what's
don't know
wrong with?
that.
Like, I don't know. Daniel Stern, right? I feel like his career should still be happening. Like,
He was
I don't
in
know.
an episode of Workaholics.
He was in Game Over, Man. That's the Netflix movie with the Workaholics crew. But I haven't seen that. I heard it was pretty bad.
This could lead to a tangent, perhaps. Was he the narrator? Just the narrator of Wonder Years, right?
Yeah.
You guys see that they're doing a new Wonder Years, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
And he's not going to be the inner monologue for that one.
No, Don Cheadle is. It's a black family.
Oh, did they really cast Don Cheadle?
Yeah, no, it's a black
Oh,
family.
no shit.
Don
I knew it was
Cheadle,
a black family. I didn't know they had cast people already.
I don't know if he's in this show. Maybe he's just the narrator. I'm not sure.
I'm looking it up.
He's definitely the narrator.
Daniel Stern is in one of my all-time favorite movies, Little Monsters, with Fred Savage, which is currently on Netflix. Definitely worth a watch.
A Kevin Kraft classic. Huh?
That is like
Triple
that
K.
and the
That's
Goonies.
a KKK if there's ever one.
You
Oh, yeah.
fucking sons of bitches.
Hey,
I don't
we're
know
all about
which movie
alliteration
I've
here.
watched the most in my life. If it's Goonies, Little Monsters, or Terminator 2.
Oh,
But it's close.
I'm glad you brought up Goonies. I have something special for the Patreon. Goonies related.
Bookmark
Shuddyboy
that,
is
Kevin.
going to get so stoned saluting Batdad that he's going to sound like Sloth by the Patreon show.
I think he's doing a good job right now. Don't listen to him, Shuddy. You're doing fine.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate your support.
We need us friends need to support each other right now. We're going through a hard time. Kevin's being a fucking jerk off. Man, I love talking about these movies too.
Is there anything we're missing? Any kids sports movies that belongs in this discussion? Because I'm fucking horrible with this stuff.
Let's see.
Like I haven't.
I mean, nothing jumps Sandlot. I can't imagine I'm going to hear a movie. It's like, oh yeah,
40
that could've been
best
Sandlot.
sports movies for kids.
I feel like they're gonna lump some shit in
Sandlot
there.
is number one.
I mean, Rudy doesn't count. That's not.
Yeah,
made
I'm
for
not going to
kids.
count.
No.
I'm going through the list. I'm not going to count. Like they go Sandlot, Hoosiers, Field of Dreams, The
No.
Natural.
No,
Those are
I would
kid
put the Field of
appropriate.
Dreams in there.
no. Field
No,
of
alright,
Dreams
no.
isn't geared towards kids. It's like a serious
enough.
drama with baseball ghosts.
I watched Major League when I was a kid. Does that count?
I mean, it's not
Air
made for
Bud.
kids, but it's in that. But what about
No.
Necessary Roughness? You ever see Necessary Roughness?
Oh, I loved that movie. Kathy
No.
Ireland, Scott Bakula. What? I mean,
Damn. I'm gonna have to check that out. I guess I haven't. Seen it.
yeah. Scott Bakula was a
Scott
promising high school football star, and then his dad died. So instead of going to college, he went and worked the family farm and would just throw in the field, and a coach takes over a really shitty Texas college football team and recruits Scott Bakula, who's like 40 years old, because he still has 4 years of college eligibility to be the quarterback of this team of misfits, where Kathy Ireland is on the girls' soccer team, and he brings her on to be the place kicker, and the center is a giant Samoan dude. It's fucking
woke
amazing.
and ahead of its time.
It's so fun.
Man, Kathy
That's
Ireland.
one I would revisit.
Look her up.
When I was a kid, my room had an equal amount of Nirvana and Kathy Ireland posters in it.
I had the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition that she was on the cover for, that I cut out the pictures and hung them on my wall, and my father came in and made me take them down because he said my mother would lose her shit if my bedroom looked like a boys' locker room.
Sorry, son, but we can't have you jerking off to Kathy Ireland in here. That's just not cool.
Man. You never stood a chance with porn, huh?
Yeah.
The Big Green.
Nah.
Cool Runnings.
Would that count as a kid?
It was
movie?
a Disney movie.
It was geared towards kids.
Yeah, but so was Miracle. Is that on the list?
Is the bobsled a sport?
The Miracle was on the list.
Olympics.
I didn't say it because while it was a Disney movie, it wasn't as jokey and lighthearted as Cool Runnings was.
That movie could have been so much better if it was rated R. That had so much opportunity.
Which one? Cool Runnings?
No, Miracle with Kurt Russell.
I didn't see that. But man, if Cool Runnings was rated R, holy shit.
It's like Blazing Saddles.
There would definitely be a scene where the Jamaican bobsled team accidentally gets John Candy high.
I wonder how many lists we would go through that The Sandlot would be number one. I feel like it's almost irrefutably the best kids sports movie.
I mean, watching The Sandlot for the first time in my late 30s, I think I might have missed out on that childhood magic that it brings. So I don't really hold any of these movies close to my heart. I don't have a dog in this fight at all.
How much baseball have you played in your life?
I don't think what I did could count as playing baseball, so I'm going to say 0.
Right.
I played some
a bat around does not necessarily count.
You get me in some kickball, though. I fucked with kickball.
So I've looked at 2 lists so far. One had Sandlot number 1. The second one has Mighty Ducks number 1.
Fair enough. That is the other movie that it would be contending with. Pretty, I would say that's a pretty consistent, exact the box of the first 2 kids' sports movies. But
now this one just
To me,
makes
it's
no
not even-
fucking sense because it has Karate Kid number 1 and then Ladybugs as number 2.
All right. I love Rodney Dangerfield, but I feel like that's got to be blasphemy.
Yeah. That's pretty silly to have that as number 2 on a list.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that either. I'm with you.
And what was the first one again?
Karate Kid.
Karate Kid. I have not seen Karate Kid since the 80s. Do you think it still holds up?
Yes.
Okay.
Isn't there a whole
It's on Netflix right now, I think.
School of people, or almost like a trend where Danny or the Karate Kid's actually the bad guy in that movie. Have you heard this? Isn't that
Well,
the
it's
whole
because
spin on
how-
Cobra Kai?
Yeah, because
Gotcha.
it's exactly.
All right, never mind. They made a whole show about that idea. So it's not a
Dude,
far-fetched theory.
It's not.
Theory.
It's not so much that Daniel is the bad guy, as much as it's more ambiguous who the actual prick was. It de-villainizes Johnny, and kind of shifts some of the blame over to Daniel. And I feel like it does it fairly well. Like, it doesn't make any big leaps or even really disregard stuff that happens. It just gives an added layer of explanation and makes it possible to have a show about one of the biggest assholes in movie history to be a likable character that you want to watch in a series.
Shuddyboy, I had Kathy Ireland's IMDb page up.
Uh-huh.
And apparently she did a movie in 1988 called Alien from L.A. And the description of it on IMDb says, a young woman with a childish voice travels to Africa looking for her missing archaeologist father and stumbles into a strange subterranean civilization. You and Dom have to track a copy of this down.
I'm going to, what was it called?
Alien from L.A. And the IMDb rating is a 2.9 out of 10. Its runtime is 127 minutes.
What?
It looks like the only option to watch it might be purchasing it on Amazon for $10.50. The most random pricing I've ever seen of an Amazon.
It's from Canon. Canon Films did it.
Are you familiar with them?
You're not?
I guess not.
It's Dom's favorite studio.
Wow. You guys are in luck. We stumbled upon this at the right time. According to this listing on Amazon, on July 27th, there is a Blu-ray release of this coming out.
Oh, Jesus
for
Christ.
The low price of $34.98.
That's not bad.
Alien from L.A. It's got one of those like artwork painted covers. It looks horrible,
Canon
but I bet
Films did the Masters of the Universe movie.
Oh, okay. Well, I've never seen that.
Cyborg with Jean-Claude, which is actually was originally supposed to be the sequel to Masters of the Universe, but got changed to Cyborg.
Okay, there is a DVD of Alien from L.A. for $11. And it's 1988 Kathy Ireland. She's got to be a total babe in it for how horrible the movie is. Oh, there's also a Mystery Science Theater 3000 treatment of it that you can get on Prime. Wow. Mark this day in your calendar, folks, when you learn that a movie called Alien from L.A., starring Kathy Ireland from 1988, exists.
You're going to have to text this to Dom because I'm never going to remember it.
That's true. You don't even look like you remember how eyeballs work.
No, luckily, they're working on their own as much as possible, so I don't have to do much.
They're autonomous eyeballs.
Yep.
Kevin.
Yeah. They are not currently open. Shuddyboy's eyelids have sealed. How you feeling over there?
Fantastic.
Are you feeling better than you were the last couple of days?
Yeah. It was...
Did you get the Delta variant?
I thought I might have. It was that bad. Saturday, early afternoon, I started to get body aches. And then by Saturday night, I had a fever and uncontrollable chills. I had such a fever that Saturday night, I literally sweat out 3 pounds of water weight in bed.
Did you actually sweat that?
Before and after?
Yeah, did you weigh yourself?
I weigh myself every morning before I get in the shower.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's an addiction.
I thought either Shuddyboy weighs himself a lot or you weighed your sheets in the morning.
No.
That would be awesome.
No, so Saturday morning I was 189.2. Sunday morning I was 186.4.
Jesus.
And I mean, my clothes were just soaked. The the comforter was visibly wet.
Did you piss your pants? Maybe.
I did not. My hair, like when you sweat a lot and your hair feels weird.
Yeah.
My entire head was like sticky and clammy.
Maybe when you pissed yourself
disgusting.
when you were sleeping, your penis was aimed upwards, like laying on your stomach, and you just pissed straight up all over your head. It was
definite. I woke up
Shuddy,
constantly throughout the night because I was shivering and freezing. It was awful. And then that lasted through till yesterday and hadn't gotten any better. So I went to the emergency room for them to tell me that it was some other virus, basically. They didn't know that last night. They did the COVID swab to test for that. They did a urine test to make sure it wasn't a UTI, and they took blood to rule out Lyme's disease.
Yikes.
Damn. They really ran the gamut on you.
What was it, though? What did they settle on?
Well, the COVID test was negative. There was nothing wrong with my urine sample other than I sweat so much and felt like so much shit yesterday. I didn't hydrate properly, and the blood test results won't be back for another day or two. But last night, I felt really crappy when I went to bed, sweat quite a bit during the night again.
Yeah, Shuddy sent me a picture of him in the hospital and was like, might not make it to the show tomorrow.
Well, if it was COVID, because I was convinced that I was going to be any better today. I was expecting it to be worse because the symptoms were exactly like my symptoms from the vaccine.
I'm fucking destroyed right now.
Flying to Texas and driving back up through the South.
Do you think they had anything to do with this?
Well, since I don't have COVID, probably not. It was probably just something I picked up from being back in the store so frequently. Like I
got a bad acai bowl.
Feeling a little off, but I've gotten better. Felt better as the day has gone on. No fever, no sweating, no chills. It was just some stupid ass virus that kicked my ass because I haven't been sick in a year and a half.
I want to know shit. I wonder like how much sicker you were than me the other day, because I was pretty sick last week, but I didn't go to the hospital. I don't know.
I just went because there were at 8:00 on a Sunday in Quakertown. There are not very many options available where you can go. So
Word.
Instead of waiting till this morning, we just went because, if it was COVID, it would be better to know as soon as possible.
And no one else in the house is sick?
No.
You didn't sweat all over the missus and pass it on to her?
Not as of yet. She has not shown any symptoms.
I wouldn't have. She shouldn't have even slept next to you if you were sweating that fucking profusely.
Yeah, it was bad. It was almost embarrassing.
I'd say you were sweating Confuciously.
I did forget how to say it, but then I leaned into it and I thought everyone won.
I feel like you totally stuck the landing on that one.
Yeah. And now that I'm thinking about it, I can't say that word. Wait. Profusus. No. No, it's just...
Sound it out. You'll get there.
Should we do it on the podcast, though?
Yeah.
I'm getting a little self-conscious. I feel stupid. And I don't want to be made fun of for being stupid. Profusely. I can't even spell this one. There's a lot of words that I can't say that I can at least spell. I don't know. I couldn't do this one.
Butt cheek fuck me.
All right.
No, you nailed it the first time. Profusely.
Yeah. No, that feels right. That feels good.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, Shuddyboy.
Me too.
I'm glad you don't got the Rona.
COVID.
Yeah, that would be a real bummer.
Yeah.
Well,
no one on this podcast had COVID yet, right? We've been pretty lucky.
except you, who got it from a stripper.
I didn't have it.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, I wasn't diagnosed with it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it doesn't count if you get COVID and refuse to get tested. So you can be like, "See, I never had it."
Well, if I kick the sickness in 2 days, it can't be COVID, right? I had what Shuddy had. It's going around. I gave it to him. Sorry, Shuddy.
No, because you were still had a wet cough when we went to the 626 night market.
I didn't cough once in front of you or Rentmer.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's probably gross.
Rentmer was like, "Wow,
all last week.
That was some fucking cough he had going."
Bullshit. She didn't say anything.
Yeah, she did.
No, she didn't. I don't even.
Because you had these fucking hot, wet, phlegmy coughs.
This is what you do. This is what you do, Kevin. I don't believe she said that.
You know what? No one's falling for your fucking propaganda, Jeff.
I'm not falling for your bullshit. You know what? Give me your number. I'll text her. I'll ask her.
You know what? I'm trying to shield her from that.
Call her. Let's bring her on the air.
You send her the Zoom link.
Yeah, she'll be right on.
Email it to her. She's by a computer, I'm sure.
Hey, do you guys want to see how my art final turned out?
Yes.
You're done with this shit? Thank God.
Art classes are fucking over.
Did you fail?
Man, it's such a relief. I might have. Because I had to
You haven't gotten your grade yet.
No. He hasn't. He's like way far behind on grading all of our shit. And he gave an assignment out as I was leaving. So I had to take a 0 on it. And for some reason, all of our projects in the beginning were worth like 10 points. And they bumped up to 20. And we knew from day one that the final grid drawing that we were supposed to be working on from day one until the last day and then submitting it was worth 50. So I thought that was the final project. That's the biggie. Last week of classes, he fucking dumps these 50 pointers on us. And some of the projects had to be submitted in a discussion forum as well. And the rule was you post yours and then comment on 2 other people's projects. Those things were usually 5 points each. The project that I had to take a 0 on because I had to travel also was a discussion one worth 10 points. So I ate a fucking 60-point dick in my butt. And I don't know if that's going to... I don't know how that's going to affect my final grade, but losing 60 points, I feel, is going to... It's going to drop me some letters, for sure.
Does it matter?
How many points?
I'm not going to get grounded. Like, dude's not going to give me detention. I'm not getting college credit.
If you fail, I'm taking this podcast away from you for a week.
F you.
Have you and Rent decided on just doing naked people drawings?
It came up today.
Whose idea?
Yep. Who brought it up?
Of course it was me.
You won't even fart in front of this woman, but you'll hang out with naked people in front of her?
I honestly don't think we are going to be drawing naked people, but...
Can't you go somewhere and draw, like, still lives or...
We do want to take an actual just art class, like a one-off. So, go and just do like a 1 or 2 hour class with some teacher that's doing it at an art supply store or some shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Something that's more fun, something that's in person, and something that's maybe more what we're looking to do. Like
like maybe go to one of those wine and paint things.
Yeah, those are all definitely on the table. This was very stressful. It made Rant want to swear off art for the rest of her life. It was very intense. This guy hit us with a barrage of assignments and stuff that was way more advanced. Everybody that heard me mention that our final project from Drawing 101 is a grid drawing was like, that's fucking ridiculous. That's way too advanced for Drawing 101. In these discussion things, you see other people's submissions. And there's this one chick that I don't know what the fuck she's doing in Drawing 101. All of her stuff turns out looking photorealistic. And then there's some people that butchered fucking stick figures. So I'm also kind of curious. I'd like to see what their grades are. Like, this looks like... Did you sustain a head injury early on in life? Because you get a 0. This is stupid.
Are you doing art with Parkinson's? Is that what that is?
Did you mean to sign up for fart class and maybe accidentally ended up here. So here's what we had to do. If you missed last week, I had to submit a picture, draw a grid on it with a ruler to make sure it divides itself up into equal cubes, recreate that grid, and then go square by square and recreate the photograph. And the faces, I clearly struggled with.
I just want to go. I want to go back for a second. You just said if you remember last week, I want to meet the one Poominati that like misses a week of the podcast and just doesn't listen. Like, yeah, fuck it, whatever.
I mean,
they just move on.
If you look at our stats on the hosting site, the download numbers are in the same ballpark, but wildly different. So people clearly don't listen to every episode, so you never know.
Do you take that as like, oh man, this title and description sucks? Like, is it something about? Do you look inward and take the blame
sometimes
amongst it?
Why did this one fail?
What did I do? What did we do wrong?
What made people skip this one?
Anyways, I think that's funny. You know what? Fuck last week. Who cares? It's over.
So here's the picture. Again, this is the original.
Wow, you did a good job.
Yeah, not bad, right?
You said original. You ruined my joke.
So, okay, I will say this. I erased and redid the faces so many times that the paper was starting to wear thin. And if I kept going with it, I was going to wear a hole in the actual paper. So I had to just commit with where I left things. Joy turned out okay. My sister does not look like herself, but it looks like a face that an actual human being might have. My mom and I kind of look like if our faces were made out of silly putty and you parked a truck on them and then the truck did a burnout. Okay, so here's the original. And then there's the drawing. So you can see I'm having a hard time because the picture's in the way when I try to hold it up. So I'll try and zoom in on Joy.
All right, yeah, that
looks like a human.
Yep, back it up a little bit. Go to the left. Yep, looks like a human.
Okay, here's my mom.
You're good.
Nope, go the other direction. That nose is something.
Yeah, she kind of looks like a documentary villain.
And then you.
know? I don't know, man. I think you're good. I mean,
I think other than Mama Craft's nose, they're not as bad as you made them sound.
Like, I see the difference between you and someone who can really, really draw, but I think you're better than drawing 101.
My face is so fucking derped out.
You drew yourself more masculine looking. That's all it is.
I wasn't trying
because I'm just so fucking terrible at drawing. That's something I was never good at art. Like, I never was interested or picked up on it. And then I took art history, like honors art history class in high school. And I loved it. Yeah. I took this class in 10th grade called World Culture and World Literature. And it was like the hardest class in high school. I did a 45-minute speech. Like the big project in this 10th grade class is you had to do a speech on a book for an entire class. Like 20 to 25 minutes is you breaking down the book, talking about the themes of it and all that other shit. And then the last 15 or 20 minutes is like questions from the crowd or questions from your classmates and questions from your teachers. And like, I have like I had no interest in art ever growing up. I hated doing art in school whenever we had to. And I never drew or did anything like that. Like that was never an interest of mine. But like art history is super fascinating. I love like I really like going to museums, like the Metropolitan Museum in New York. I know maybe it's cheesy, but that's like my favorite museum, and I always like going there if I'm in New York City and for an extended period of time. So I appreciate art, but I have no like skill and no interest in trying it myself. So I think what you did is good, dude.
When looking at Henri Matisse's nude descending a staircase, it gives me a special feeling in my boner.
Dude, it's been so long. So you got to like 10th grade for me was, I'm 34. 18 years ago, right? 16? I was 16, I think. 18 years ago. So more than half my life. I'm turning 35 this year. So I don't remember, that much, but I aced that class. And like, I was nasty at like breaking down art and like talking about the history of it. And like,
I feel like the dick should have been bigger. Other than that,
like,
solid painting.
Well, I mean, yeah. We don't need to talk about the Hellenistic culture, but
Michelangelo's David, kind of a needle dick, but pretty cool. I fuck with it.
Yeah, they really didn't do him any favors, right? Just gave him a fucking.
Oh, you call that a penis?
Micro penis.
Oh, all right. Well, whatever. If you say so.
Shuddy's over it. He's the one talking about art.
Maybe they had little dicks back in the day.
How many? What would you? Let's guess what you think Kevin's grade is with all the information that you, like we do with the Guinness Book of World Record articles that you read. Let's me and you guess. I guess Kevin, you can guess too since you don't really know.
Yeah.
I think you'll get. I'm gonna think. I'll see you get an 84. I think you're gonna be because.
Well, it's worth 50 points.
Yeah, you said 60. So are you just down to a 40 right there?
No, because it adds up.
He's missed. He's getting a 0 on a 50-point assignment and a 0 on another 10-point assignment. So he's losing 60 points. This one by itself is worth 50. So it's going to be graded on a.
How many fucking points does he have in the whole course? Do you know how many points?
Not really. I can go look.
Right, so we're all guessing.
It's not out of 100. Oh, no. You're asking what his final grade is.
Is it out of 800? Is it out of 300?
I thought you meant what he was getting on this particular project.
No,
I apologize.
We're guessing
my overall grade.
Yeah. Do you get? How is it graded? Do you get numbers? Is it 0 to 4? I'm gonna guess 2.8. Either 2.8 or is that the same? No. I forget what. 2.9 or an 84. I think those are the same thing. They're not? Because a 3.5 is a 90.
Shuddy, just make your guess and get us out of this discussion.
Come on, we're guessing your grade. Do you know what kind of grade do you get? Is it 0 to 100, 0 to 4?
I don't know. It's been fucking 20 years since I've been in college. I don't know what's going on.
You didn't have a fucking syllabus? This guy didn't give you anything? He didn't give you a primer?
You think I fucking read syllabuses?
What? If you paid for the college course, yeah, I figured you would read the syllabus.
Well, you guessed wrong. I don't have time for that shit.
Okay? To get this back to video games, something that all of us, the Poominati, care about, are you the guy that would read the instructions on the video games when you got them? I know they don't do that anymore.
I would flip through them and look at the pictures,
just
but
turn it on.
No, just turn it on and wing it. That's how I handle life. I turn it on and I wing it.
2.9 out of 4 would be a 72.5.
And that's a C.
That's a C minus, right? Actually, it would round up. So what's an 84?
Oh my god. Just give a fucking letter so we can move on.
3.36.
All right, we're moving on.
Sense.
Let's do some
voicemails. Yay!
67, Jeff. I think he gets a 67.
Fuck, man. He has no faith in you, Kevin. 67,
well, I'm only doing that because he's losing 60 points, and we don't know what the total number of points available is.
I think he's going to be graded on a curve, and he did a good job describing the retards in his class. And I guess there's a wide gap, but I feel like he's going to end up on the higher side of it. Going 84. We'll see. Kevin, report back with your dumbass grade.
All right.
I'll
giving
see what
you a lot
of credit.
All right, here's one of our friends. Play, damn you. Oh, no! I have to do the thing again.
Oh, no. Do you have to reset the whole iPad? Or
Mad
just replay
Scientist Party Hour. It's psycho. I'm using my cell data because I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere in rural Ontario at Sable Beach. It's beautiful, but you think motherfuckers have internet, you are wrong. Anyway, I was calling to tell Twisted Texan that his story was bad and he should feel bad. Also, Jeff, you're a pussy. And, all love to you other two. But, yeah. Talk to you soon. It's Psycho, in case it was unclear. Peasy.
Yeah.
Man, Psycho popping in from Canada. Fucking take some shots.
Dropping some ether.
Psychological is a fucking dipshit. I like him. I like him a lot, but oh my god, I want to give him shaken baby syndrome sometimes. You know what that is? You shake a baby so violently that their brains bounce off the inner part of their skull and they die. I want to do that. It's a psychological hair there.
Well, he doesn't sound like a baby, but you might be able to scramble his brains.
Mad Scientist Party Hour. This is Pelly. Big fan. Love you guys. Bye.
Short and sweet. Thank you.
Quick drive-by.
Hey,
Appreciate the props.
we love you too.
Oh. All right, this next voicemail clocks in at 2 minutes and 49 seconds.
Oh, geez.
Here we go.
I don't want to get too excited about these. They usually turn out good for me, but one of these times a knife isn't going to go in my back.
Well, let's see if this is the time.
I keep my head in a swivel.
It's almost Independence Day, and all three of you embody a different aspect of this very complex and beautiful country. Kenny, once upon a time, men were men. They stormed the beaches of Normandy, liberated Europe, and enabled a future where you can be a genderless pile of failure in your studio apartment. Do you ever think about those men who died on those beaches? The sacrifices that have allowed you to have the life that you waste? I hope you think about them this weekend while you're enjoying your after-brunch cornholing at your local dispensary or whatever you people do. Useless. Jeff, you're the decadent American dream. Handsome, wealthy, articulate. I've been where you are now, and it's a critical point. Your wealth is sizable enough that it compounds in your sleep, so you fill your time with women and luxury. But it starts to lose its meaning fast. I'm about 10 years past that point, and here's what I wish I would have known then when I was at your point. 1, allocate as much of your capital as possible into commercial real estate in New York, London, and Hong Kong. And the second point is that all the threesomes in the world will never give you the nourishing meaning that a loving twosome will. Remember that, Jeff. It's important. Shady.
Thanks, Mike.
There's a darkness that sits at the soul of America, and it's a darkness that I think lives in you. I have a vision of how your typical weekend goes. It's Sunday night, and you put your mom to bed, and then go downstairs to your room and pack a bag. You drive to Atlantic City and find your favorite $30 a night motel. You check in, and then you go to the local bus station. You mill through the dingy building. You zero in on a teen runaway who's desperate, scared, and, most importantly, alone.
This is dark.
You approach her with a friendly face
This is awesome.
and offer her some help. She gets in your car. You lock the doors. It's an awkward, tense quiet because she knows in the back of her head that your help is not free. What she doesn't know is that her life was over the moment you locked eyes with her. The next day you drive home. Your shoes are caked with marsh mud. Your skin is lashed with small claw marks. The muscles in your forearms are sore from the strangulation, and your ears ring with the hopeless pleas you heard the night before. You get home. You cook your mom some scrapple. You go to your room. You place a blood-caked lock of your victim's hair at the feet of your Skeletor doll. You sit down at your computer, turn it on, adjust your headphones, and listen to those familiar words from Los Angeles, California, where the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Man,
I think you turned out to be cooler than me in that one. I mean, you got a little dark, but fuck it. You got an edge to you.
Shuddy looks like he was too high for that.
I was definitely too high for that.
I
missed the part where he said that was about me. So when I started putting it together, when it was driving to Atlantic City and then Scrapple, I was like, oh, yep, this is me. This is me.
You murdered a transient that you picked up in Atlantic City.
The teen runaway is...
Yeah, that's crazy. That's really partying. I've been in Atlantic City a few times. I haven't gone that hard in the paint. I love calling you guys by the wrong names. That is just the shortest and most brilliant diss. He got you guys. Oh man, is it just me? And I mean this in a good way. But didn't that voicemail feel like 30 minutes long? I think I'm high. That's what it is. I'm pretty high. And I just felt like that was like a story that he took us on, or like a real trip, a journey he took us on.
2 minutes and 49 seconds.
Unbelievable.
Just dancing ever closer to that 3-minute cutoff point, but still keeping it perfection. Never seen a misfire. Never seen a call where he stumbles through his words. He's like, fuck, I got to try this again, and hangs up. Just crushes it on the night.
Well, do we know that there's not the option after you leave a message to delete and re-record?
I don't. But we have had people call in and fuck up and be like, fuck! Hold on, I'm going to call back. But maybe they just can't work the phones like Lawyer Guy can.
I mean, I think there's a solid chance that he writes this. If he's doing this all off the top of his dome, that would be at like next level insane. That's like some Jay-Z one take Hove shit. And even if he's writing it, like that shit that he was just saying, that was like well written. It was well said. Like it was captivating.
Yeah, it almost sounded like firsthand experience. Your forearms are sore from strangling somebody.
Yeah, he knew a lot of details.
I don't know. I think he's a good writer. I think he can really tell a story. This is maybe why I come out on the good end of these voicemails, and you guys just keep getting dragged. Although again,
that's a fair point.
You're kind of cool. You never got caught. You went back and you listened to our podcast. That's cool. All right,
yeah, Shuddy's not having
it.
No.
All right, well, I feel like we're gonna have to let our buttholes heal before we get to more voicemails. But hey, thanks for hanging with us, friends. If you want more, if you need more MSPH in your life, you should come join the party over on Patreon at patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. $5 tier has the weekly bonus podcast and Crafter Jeff Shuddy edition coming to you every Thursday. Our wonderful Master Chef, Talking Chef, I guess you could call it, style show.
Yes,
but we do.
Talking Chef.
Nobody does an after show like us. I got to say that. Probably because ANC would not allow such horrible language.
Probably because no one would broadcast us.
Still, it kicks ass. So you should check it out. And then, of course, the $10 tier has all of our individual offerings and video feed of the Patreon podcast and all that other fun stuff. So check it out. I have a good feeling you're going to enjoy yourself.
I know you're going to enjoy yourself.
Well said, Shuddy.
Thanks.
Some people say that Crafter Jeff, the Shuddy edition, is the greatest thing this podcast has ever produced.
Yeah.
Lots of people, I feel, say that.
I wouldn't argue with those people either.
And you can also follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddyboy.
At Jeffro Records.
And at MSPH Podcast. If you have a chance, hook your homies up with a subscription and a 5-star rating on iTunes. And you can subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour if you'd like to see all the action. And, again, pay attention to our socials. We've got the GoFundMe for Batdad out there. So if you can help out, be greatly appreciated. This one's for you, Batdad. R.I.P. Chase Jensen. But until next time, something.